Hello, this is Theo, and welcome to the third gridded macOS tutorial using spaced repetition. Basically, a way to get the most out of your study time so that you can spend your time reviewing the cards that you've forgotten or are closest to forgetting, and you don't waste your time studying things that going through flashcards that you remember very well. So, here I have open a deck that we made in the last tutorial called All French, and you'll see that the 5 that I've played are colored blue, and the ones I haven't played are this gray or white. If I click on these and edit it, you can see that this blue here corresponds to the half-life of a card, and this is generally how quickly the program thinks you're going to forget the information. And this strength right here, which corresponds to how blue or how white, how faded the color is how well the program thinks you would remember the information at the given moment. So, for example, I last played this at 3:03 p.m. and if it has a half-life of 5 hours, that means at around 8 p.m. the strength would be at 50%. So if I were to change that down to there, I were to refresh these, the program now thinks that there is one weak item in each of these categories, and that's because the strength of this is under 50%. And if I were to go into one of these decks and if I were to play this, if I were to make it really weak, and I refresh, then this deck with that card in it will move up, because if you sort by response type, the weakest decks will, the decks with the most amount of weak cards will move to the top. And that way you can go through the decks with the most weak cards and study those. If you are looking at a deck with, say, 2 weak cards in it, but it has more than 2 cards in total, and you want to find the weak ones, you can use these buttons, and this strength plus here will select the weakest cards in the deck first, so you can study those. Or if you have a bunch selected and you want to deselect the strongest cards, then you can use this button. And each time if we look at this item, it has a strength of 36% and a half-life of 1.53 hours. And if we play it and we get it correct, you'll see that the color changed, and that's because, see, so the half-life here increased, and each time that you play an item and get it correct, the half-life will increase And if you want to change the rate at which the half-life increases, you can go to preferences here and mess with these settings. And that should be it for spaced repetition. So see you in the next tutorial.